We will start with in-person media first.
Hello, guys. Firstly, nice try today. Sorry for the loss. This question is to anybody who would like to answer, but I would appreciate it if John or Kaplan could do it. So, like this year so far, the split has been one of your most dominant maps in terms of performances and victories. And today, I felt like looking at the game, it felt like you weren't able to live up to your usual standard on the map. So, would you say it was something to do with the way Gen.G played? Did they have the reads? Were you anti-stratted, or just what happened on Split today?
I think it's impossible to say who would have won it or whether it would have come down to strategy or reads. We didn't show up at all on that map. We weren't playing and talking, and our atmosphere wasn't okay, and it wasn't how it usually is. And there's stuff we can learn and I can learn, and I could have done a lot better with to make sure that we didn't have that happen, and we went in with the right atmosphere, and then maybe we would have won split, maybe we would have lost it, and we could have given a better answer to what happened. But with a score like that and what was happening behind the scenes, we had no chance.
Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Andre from VALORANT Esports. I'm from Brazil, so I'm going to ask the question in Portuguese for Sassi, but I'm only going to give the overall question so everyone can understand. So, tough loss today. We know that it was not the performance you all expected, but going to the next game, you can probably face Loud as the third game of the same series. So, we want to understand what does that mean in terms of preparation, as you have faced each other twice already. So, I'm going to ask Sassi in Portuguese for this one.
Você corresponde em português?
Sim, por favor. Valeu.
Cara, independente de quem a gente for enfrentar, eu acho que não vai mudar muita coisa. A nossa preparação vai continuar a mesma. Putz, como é que foi o começo da pergunta?
A performance, vocês já encontraram a Loud 2 vezes, caso eles passem, né? Vai ser a terceira vez que vocês vão encontrar eles.
Faz parte. Eu acho que não... A gente sabe que, depende se for Loud ou Paper X, vai ser complicado igual, né? Não tem como a gente encarar, tipo, Paper X é mais fácil. Eu acho que não é assim. Acho que são dois estilos de jogos diferentes. Mas acredito que nosso modo de preparação vai ser a mesma, mas obviamente são dois estilos de jogos diferentes, então a gente vai se preparar de um jeito específico para cada time.
Excelente. Muito obrigado. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elaine from One Esports, and this question is for Zelsis. So despite the outcome of the match, your performance as Killjoy on Lotus was impressive, particularly in the later rounds with your use of the Odin. So how do you maintain your composure in high pressure situations, especially when playing Killjoy?
First of all, love the outfit.
Thank you.
Second of all, I mean, I just think the biggest thing is like the game's never over. It doesn't really matter what round it is, what the score is. It's like you just always have to be in it, especially in those high pressured matches. I mean, I've been playing with Odin a lot, so I just love the gun. I think it's OP. I think it's broken. Yeah, I don't really know how else to answer that. Sorry.
Okay. I have one more question. Anyone can answer this. So after facing off against Loud numerous times, in contrast to facing teams for the first time like Gen.G, what would you say is more challenging? A team you're familiar with or unfamiliar with?
I mean, it just depends on the team. I'm sure, like, felt like it was easier to play against immediate teams than Gen.G, even though we're like unfamiliar with versus Loud. But I just think it just depends on the team, really. Doesn't it's not like a specific. There's no specific answer.
Okay. And lastly, you're now looking into the lower bracket finals. What vital steps do you take to make sure you bounce back and make it to that grand final rematch with Gen.G?
I think we just need to make sure we play our game and our 100% tomorrow, right? There's not a lot of time to prepare, and that, not playing our game is why we lost today, and we have to fix that. We just need to go in confident. Every team, whoever we play tomorrow is going to be really tired as well as us. and there's just not going to be a lot of turnaround time to prepare for each other. If it's loud, we'll play each other so much that I just think it's going to come down to which team shows up. So we're just going to make sure we get really good rest and get into our, the right, confident, loose, fun-having headspace we need to be at our best.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hello guys, here Theo from Sons of KS. My question is for Tens, a little complementing what she just asked you. I want you to tell me that what would you consider could have happened while playing against Gen.G that could have messed with your play style and like forced you to go to a third map, and also having rounds that where you as a team were shown a little like underperforming.
I think the stylistic approach of Gen.G, they definitely group up a lot. And so a lot of times when they're taking aggressive space, they do it with high numbers. So it was a lot harder to kind of take my ones and fight for space. I know today I kind of had a very uncharacteristic match where I was kind of zoned out the entire time. So definitely did not play that well. And I'll take a portion of blame for split just for that reason. But yeah, I mean, they're a really good team and they work together. And with their style, I think they have it all figured out.
Thank you.
Hello, Jack from GG Recon. Commiserations on today. I don't usually like doing post-loss in questions, but considering you guys aren't out yet and you've got another chance of moving forward and progressing to the final and playing Gen.G again, if it does come down to that rematch in the grand final, what do you guys kind of think that would need to change in that matchup? Would it be map picks, agent pool, execution? And that's addressed to anyone.
I think obviously they have a map pool advantage because of the two bans, but for me, it doesn't really matter as long as we show up on the server. I think we literally didn't play map 1. We were absent. Map 2, it was okay, but I think it was like 7% of our form, and third map wasn't great, obviously. But we just need to show up pretty much. Doesn't matter, like they might have a map pool advantage, but I mean, we're just playing Valorant. We've played those maps before. As long as we're ourselves, we'll be fine.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, we'll now move to remote media questions. First question from Fernando.
Hi guys, sorry for the loss. My question is for Saci. Saci, Fernando Valorant Zone. Sinto muito pela derrota. Cara, você deve ser provavelmente o jogador mais experiente dessa line.
One second, we can't
Internacionalmente.
hear you.
Hello? Hi?
Okay, try now.
Yeah, hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Dá pra
Hello?
escutar.
Tá indo?
Sim.
Hello. Okay. Hi guys, sorry for the loss. My question is for Saci. Saci, você provavelmente é o jogador mais experiente dessa line no Valorant, internacionalmente. Queria te pedir uma análise dessa série. O que você acha que faltou para Sentinels hoje sair com essa vitória e o lugar na grande final?
Cara, não vou falar muito sobre estratégia, porque, né, acabei perdendo e tô aqui, então eu não assisti muito ainda a VOD, né, preciso de um tempinho pra assistir. Mas eu acho que a gente não entrou muito bem no servidor, a gente teve um primeiro mapa muito apagado ali, né, a gente entrou meio apagado, assim, não só no primeiro mapa, acho que na série no geral. Mas eu também não gosto de tirar o mérito do outro time, então acho que a GENG fez um trabalho muito bem, fez um tático muito bom. Mas acho que na próxima partida, né? Amanhã, a gente tem que entrar 100% confiante, mais atento também, não deixar acontecer o que aconteceu hoje.
Beleza, obrigado. Good luck tomorrow, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Arnob the Spike.
Hey guys, commiseration on the loss. My question is for Kaplan. This is the first time you have played Gen.G, but how different do you think their play style is compared to others? Is it more complex or from the outside while playing, like it seems, or is it more readable for you guys?
I think that their macro, you're asking basically how how do we perceive their strategy compared to other opponents?
Yeah, the macro and micro.
Yeah, I think on a macro level, they're not super complicated and they're more consistent from game to game, right? Like you know what to expect from them. They've shown that if if anyone watches their maps back to back, but on a micro level, they're pretty unpredictable and right, all those players are really good and they're really confident and they're not afraid to leverage that. So I think that was something we were a little bit shook by in this series for sure.
Thank you. Next question from Chitaku.
Hello guys. My question is for Kaplan. The pistol rounds have been very key to the match. Many have been for Gen.G. What do you think has been the problem in that regard?
There's probably some pistol strategies that could have been better, and I could have put more time into cooking and taking a little more time to talk about how to execute them with the team, getting the team's ideas kind of sprinkled on top. It's hard to maintain the same pistol quality because you have so much time to prepare your pistols before a tournament, and then you're in the middle of a tournament and there's so much to focus on. But that doesn't mean they can fall by the wayside, and I do think they fell by the wayside some, and that's on me. So that's something that I have to fix. And then there's obviously some pistols where crazy things happen, right? There's not a lot of util. Sometimes it just comes down to gunfights or a Raze hiding on a site that is sneaking around. You never know, but could have been a lot better, and I'll make sure that they're a lot better moving forward.
Okay, thank you and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Camus.
Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry about the loss. I have two quick questions for Kaplan. The first one is just how come, or I guess not how come, but like what was the thought, I guess, behind letting through Breeze with the same comp? You haven't had that much success on it. Obviously, it doesn't really mean much since it's in a vacuum, but I just wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, no regrets floating it, but they play a pretty weird style on the map, and we watched it and felt like we could deal with it. Felt like it was exploitable, and probably was wishful thinking to lean so hard into that with so little time to plan the execution of that, right? And no time to be able to practice the execution. There was no time for any scrims. And then also it's not just trying to play around their Breeze, it's trying to do it in the third map of an upper final where there's a lot going on and we don't have comfort. And probably overconfident from myself and the team to go for that. And I don't know, it's a learning experience. I don't know. I'm not gonna say we regret doing it or I regret doing it, but if I could go back in time and do it differently, I might have.
Yeah, for sure, that makes sense. Okay, and then my second question is just you do seem a little bit like frustrated compared to normal. I just wanted to ask you. You did mention a few days ago about the schedule stuff. Is that why you're frustrated now? Is that you don't feel like you had enough time to prep? Is that what the behind the scenes stuff is, or is it something else? Yeah.
No, not at all. I was frustrated
for sure.
when that happened last time because I to this moment I don't understand. I don't think there was any good, logical, to me, healthy for competitive integrity reason that we were the first game when I was speaking out about it, like whatever that was a week ago. In this case, it was inevitable. There's no real way with the format it was going to be a short turnaround for somebody today, no matter what. And you can't really prevent that without just making the tournament take a lot longer and just adding rest days in between everything. And for obvious reasons, that's not practical. So no, I don't blame Riot at all for us having a short turnaround.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Sorry about the loss, guys. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Zen.
Thank you. Commiserations on your loss. This kind of question can go out to anyone on Sentinels. I wanted to ask your thought on the series as a whole. Gen.G in general has a pretty aggressive style, as you've sort of alluded to, and they tend to group up together. What were sort of your expectations heading into the series against this style of play, as well as your anticipated answer against this aggression? especially in terms of map control? Thank you.
I mean, we did watch their games and we're ready for their play style. Obviously, sometimes we were like pretty surprised. For example, like they had KJ ult on Lotus C and he just went through the orb, go for a 1-for-1. So like they did a lot of stuff like that that kind of like surprised us a bit. But overall, I think the loss is on us. We had to win split and close it on Lotus, but we just didn't show up on split. We will be pretty regretful about that, but there are a lot of lessons to learn there, and we're just gonna move on and take the loss and come back better. But I don't feel like we got surprised by how they play at all.
Thank you. May I ask a follow-up question?
Yep.
Thank you. If you were to potentially face Gen.G again, would you play the series differently in terms of map veto, the way you approach the game, or obviously you would upgrade your game plan, but yeah.
I mean, map veto wise, we don't really have a choice, right? They have 2 bans, we don't have any, so it's gonna be up to them to decide what they want to ban, and yeah, we'll just adapt to that and pick what we like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Razor?
Oh, thank you very much. This is a question from the Valorant competitive community for John QT. On map 3 Breeze, it seemed like the plan wasn't to stack one site with all 5 players, given Gen.G's history on the map. Yet you continue with full main hits until 9 rounds in. This was quite different from the clever fakes against Lotus, or on strategic rotations on splits, attack half. Do you think this change in strategy helped play a big part in losing map 3?
I mean, map 3, we wanted to play Breeze because we had a read on them, and we thought that playing that way would be good against their comp and their setups. Obviously, it didn't work out because of some small details. I still need to rewatch the game to really have a bigger picture, but yeah, I think we just had a game plan and we executed it. Didn't work out for the first half of the attack half, and we just switched it up, got 3 rounds, and yeah, we started defense, lost pistol, and after that it was hard.
Thank you. And then I have one more question for Kaplan and John.
Okay.
What was the decision to let Breeze through for this match when there hasn't been much success with this comp? Was it just the amount of VODs that existed for Icebox and Sunset?
Want me to answer?
I can answer. Well, it had nothing to do with Icebox or Sunset because we first banned Icebox and they first banned Sunset. So we let it through as decider. Those maps weren't in the picture anymore. The maps in the picture were Ascent and Bind and Breeze, and they could pick between whichever 2 we leave open. So I think it goes back to what John said, right? We had a plan. We felt confident in our read, and we felt like we could exploit it. And goes back to an answer I gave earlier. Could was it overconfident to lean so hard into trying to exploit? Like, there's always a balance, right? How do you want to ante and exploit another team and have a plan around them, and how much do you want to play your own game, and how comfortable and confident is your own game on a map? And it's a hard balance to strike. It's hard to do it perfectly. Obviously, I wish we did it perfectly and we're winning and weren't sitting here in a loser's press conference. But in this case, we didn't strike that balance right, and we lost in part because of that. Again, I'm taking full responsibility for that. At the end of the day, if I'm the one that goes up there and does the veto, it's my mistake, and it is what it is. We have to learn. But yeah, it's kind of all there's to it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Final question from Arnab.
Hey guys, obviously a loss in this type of format is very crucial given that there is no turnaround time. But tomorrow you will be having a map advantage, I guess, veto advantage for 2 maps. So going through the series, how do you guys prepare for these type of scenarios? If it's Paper X, Loud, whoever it is. But what's the main game plan that you guys proceed with? It's open for every player, of which.
Was that directed toward me? It was super hard for me to hear that. I didn't hear any of that question.
Oh, I can repeat if you want. Is it clear now?
Can you talk some more?
Hello, is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this question is actually open for everyone. I just want to know that, of course, losing in such a tournament like this is not ideal, and it's very difficult to go in the turnaround time to prepare for your next match. But given that, I guess you guys will be having a veto advantage tomorrow. How do you guys prepare for the upcoming match for the teams?
I think right now we are going to prepare by getting really good rest and making sure we come in the right headspace tomorrow, and make sure we take the approach to game day that's worked best for us so far and trust that. So probably means a little rest for all the guys and even a rest for myself and Drew. And yeah, I think we need to trust our own game tomorrow and just make sure we're in the right headspace as a team, and just lean into that.
Thank you guys, and all the best for your tomorrow's matches.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, that was the final question. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.